Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy to have you with us again today. We are here with Richard Morris from Southwest Premier Insurance Agency. Rich, thanks for hanging out with us and spending some time. Hopefully we're going to answer some questions about insurance today, and I know I get several from buyers and sellers that I work with, and I am not an insurance agent, so it's nice to have someone who is, and I think you've been doing this a little bit.
A little bit. I've 30 years licensed in Arizona to sell insurance for home and auto.
It's a long time to do anything.
You must love it. It's a long time. I love it. It's. I've been doing this for so long. I don't know to do anything else really. Yeah. So and it's great.
So tell us about yourself. Tell us, who is Rich Morris?
Yeah, my name is Richard Morris. Started my career in 1990 with Allstate Insurance. Spent 18 years in different positions with them as agents, as management with Allstate. My last position, I owned an agency, sold it in 2008, and thought I'd go and do some real estate, which we did, and turned out I didn't care for that as much as I did the insurance industry, so I started my independent agency.
In 2008, you didn't think you liked real estate as much as you thought you would?
Yeah,
that's shocking.
Particularly in the downturn. I bought a bunch, and we held for rental, and we did some things, and turned out it was a lot like work. I
got my license in 2007, so I'm brilliant like that. I'm like, I'm going to go help people buy and sell real estate right before the market tanks.
Exactly. So
sorry I interrupted you.
That's all right. So at the end of 2010, I thought, you know what, I've done really well in insurance all these years. I'm going to start an independent agency so that I can represent more carriers and help more people with their insurance. Right now we represent probably about a dozen insurance companies that are all top A+ carriers around the nation and here in Arizona. And we help clients with more choices and better options with their insurance. So we primarily handle auto, home insurance, boats, RVs, motorcycles, any property and casualty type of insurance, plus a little bit of business insurance as well. But we love home insurance. It's one of our favorite lines of insurance to offer to people.
Well, who better to ask questions about insurance than a guy who's been doing it for 30 years,
for a long time.
I guess the main reason that I reached out to you was a lot of people ask me about the differences between a homeowner's insurance policy and purchasing a home warranty. Or they'll call, for instance, our property management division and say, well, won't the homeowner's insurance cover that repair? And it's like, no, and here's why. Or talk to your agent, see maybe you do have something in there that helps you with that. But tell us kind of the basic differences between homeowners and...
Very, very simply, a home insurance is going to cover those losses that are sudden and accidental and a direct physical loss to the property. So typically that's going to be from a fire, water damage, things of that nature, theft. Home warranty, while it's typically a sudden type of direct physical loss, it's more of a breakdown. It's something that's probably been occurring over time, and it's finally hit the end of its
like an air conditioner, or water heater, something like that.
Now, the confusion sometimes comes into play when home warranty and insurance are being used together. A great example is a hot water heater. That hot water heater malfunctions, breaks down, but then causes water damage to the home. You're going to have an insurance claim and probably a home warranty claim as well for that hot water heater. So sometimes they do go hand in hand, which may cause some of the confusion there. But
so something Rich mentioned to me when he came in today, and I know that I have this on my personal, is that some homeowners companies are offering some sort of not a warranty, but a breakdown coverage. Tell us about that.
Exactly. So many of the carriers out there are now offering mechanical breakdown coverage as an endorsement on your home policy. It's handled differently than a home warranty. Typically with a home warranty, you're going to have a small deductible when they come out to service, maybe $75, $85, and then depending on the repairs, with your insurance, with this mechanical breakdown, it's really going to be a mechanical breakdown. You're going to pay a higher deductible, and then they're going to fix the issue. If it's under that deductible, you're going to be paying for that larger expense. If it's over that, then the insurance part of it's going to come into play. But it's really designed for your larger equipment, your AC units,
Water heaters.
your water heaters,
Appliances?
really any, your major appliances. Refrigerators these days, a lot of times are, a couple $1,000.
Right.
So that's something that you want to cover. Now the advantage is a home warranty might be hundreds of dollars a year, whereas the endorsement on your home policy might be $30 or $40, $50 a year. So the cost is different, but the service when you need it is going to be handled very differently.
So you may be also deferring some of the benefit, obviously, by paying a little bit less, but it's still going to be there potentially for the larger hits.
Things. Exactly.
Almost like in health insurance, you have the catastrophic coverage, and then you have the day-to-day doctor prescriptions, that sort of thing.
That's exactly right. If you know that you're going to maintain your equipment pretty well, and you're not going to necessarily use it for that maintenance aspect of it, then having the endorsement on your home policy is probably a good idea, because hey, something happens to that one AC unit and now it's a $6,000 expense. It'll come in handy and it'll be well worth it.
So another thing, before we move on, anything else you want to cover specifically on homeowners? How about how often should somebody come and check out their homeowner's policy and make sure it's still up to par?
Well, lately with home values going up pretty dramatically in the area here, I would say it's probably worthwhile to check every couple of years at the longest. Oftentimes people will go years. They don't write the check. It's being paid out of their escrow account. So they're not really paying attention to the dollars and cents of the cost. And before you know it, after 3 or 4 years, their premium could be $300 or $400 more than it was, and potentially they're losing money by overpaying for their insurance.
Right.
But you do want to stay current with the value of your home as far as a replacement value. Right now in the market that we're in, selling values are increasing quite a bit, but that doesn't necessarily mean the replacement value of the home is increasing like that as well. And oftentimes there's confusion where somebody will be buying a home for $500,000, but part of that's a land value and we're only insuring it for $425,000, and they want to know why the difference.
Right.
Well, you've got a market value, you got low interest rates, which is increasing the value.
Hard to burn down a lot.
Exactly. Insurance, they say in their policy they don't cover land, so we want to make sure we're covering it correctly. Most policies have extended replacement guarantees on the property as long as we insure it to its replacement value per the insurance company. Then you're going to be protected for the most part for being short at the time of a loss for replacement.
All right. So at least every couple of years, sooner if you need it. But I know working with you, I would imagine, is Rich has personal attention with his clients. So
absolutely.
He probably does, correct me if I'm wrong, proactive reviews with you, make sure he's in touch.
Every year we're contacting our clients. Our management system gives us our reports for that, and we'll call and we'll review things with you. A lot of times things change over time. Maybe somebody's purchased a piece of jewelry over the year and we want to make sure that that's covered properly on their insurance. But ultimately things happen. And
that's a good point. So a large purchase of a non-home asset that you keep in your home might trigger a need to talk about
exactly.
insurance.
There's on your home policy, you're going to have limitations for certain types of personal property: jewelry, guns, coins. There's a whole list in your policy of limited type of personal property. Those are the things that you want to insure separately. I'll give you a great example. Somebody that's got a $3,000 mountain bike that they go out trucking with. That's a higher value piece of item that's with a theft occurring. If it's in the garage, probably something that could definitely be stolen easily. We want to insure those for their value. Just recently had a client turn in his bike that he had, and he upgraded to an e-bike, so it's got a motor on it. Well, your homeowner's policy excludes motorized land vehicles. So we can't add that as a rider on his home. We actually, because it had a motor, we had to give it basically a motorcycle policy, a moped type of insurance, and that way it's fully covered. And if you think about it, he's on the road. he's driving a motorized vehicle, he could hit somebody that's walking or crossing the street and cause injury. So you want to have the proper type of liability coverage as well. So we look at a lot of those different things that people are purchasing, make sure they're covered properly.
Yeah. Well, we could get way in the weeds on this, and we try and keep these videos small enough that those of you watching can stay tuned and finish out with us. But one last question I have for you. Tell us about Southwest Premier, and tell us maybe the advantages in your mind of a insurance broker versus an insurance captive agent.
Well, Southwest Premier Insurance started in 2010. Our office number is 480-336-2707. The biggest advantage with an independent agency is being able to give people choices when it comes to their insurance, being able to shop a number of different carriers to find the best policy at the lowest possible prices for our clients. That's the biggest advantage. We do have to know more carriers, more details about policies and so forth. And nothing wrong. I spent 18 years with Allstate, a captive company, but I only had to know one company and so forth. You know, you don't have many options. If somebody saw a rate increase, for instance, what are the options? Taking away coverages, raising deductibles to save money. Well, with us, we can look at different carriers to see who's competitive in the marketplace and move you without sacrificing coverage, without increasing deductibles, to find you the best policy at the lowest possible price. So that's the big advantage right there.
Yeah. Everyone has their own preferences, but that is definitely an advantage of brokers of any kind.
That's
really,
right.
Is just flexibility and options for you. So, anything else you want to cover before we're done? I kind of joked with him. I said nobody ever comes in with a stack like that, but this tells you how invested he is in the information.
This is an insurance policy. Nobody reads these things.
No.
Very few people do, but there's a lot of
It's just
details.
a PDF file on my email. I don't
Exactly. There's still 100+ pages sometimes, though.
Okay.
No, if you love someone, if you live somewhere, if you drive something, we can probably insure that. So give us a call and let us help you out. That
summarizes it. And we'll go ahead and put Richard's information here in the description, and his you have Facebook page and all that good stuff. We'll make sure all of that's there for you all. Rich, I appreciate you hanging out with us today and answering some of those questions. And if you guys like content like this, please share it with your friends so they also know about Richard Morris and Southwest Premier Insurance. And if you would, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It's free. You can do it. You can even change your mind down the road if you want to. See, thank you.
Do it.
So go ahead and hit subscribe and share this video, and we will see you next time on the next episode. Thanks.